What is going on, YouTube? I am back here today showing you how to replace an alternator on a 2000 Lexus GS300. This should work for any Lexus GS300 from 1997 through 2004. This has the 2JZ engine, the VVTi engine. This one is located just down here. You can see down here. It's right here. It's pretty easy to get at. It's not too bad. A couple connectors to take off. Got to take the belt off. And I'm going to remove this air box out of the way just so it's easier for you guys to see. It is a rainy day today, so I apologize if the lighting is kind of shoddy, but I will try my best to get you guys a good angle. So let's just get right into it. Alright, so like I said, the first thing I'm going to do is take off this whole air intake assembly. I'm going to take it off up until this point so you can actually disconnect this mass airflow sensor connector. Just like so, you just let it hang there. You can loosen this clamp up. And then I'm going to loosen up this here by this one bolt right here in the front. And this should just smooth out of the way. You probably don't have to take off this entire thing, but I'd like to work with, limited struggling. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove it because it's just in my way and I like it better that way. So in order to remove this entire box, there is a 10mm right here. There's a 10 right here on the side. And if you look straight down on the side of the radiator right here, there's another 10. And I need to get an extension to reach the other one. And then this should be able to be removed. Oh, there's one hose clamp down here in the bottom. You should be able to just pinch it with your fingers and then pull it off. And there you go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to get on the serpentine belt tensioner. As you can see down there, I have my wrench on the belt tensioner, which is pretty much the middle pulley, that's in the middle of the motor there. I know you can't really see it, but you can kind of see where my socket is attached to, just down there. And you'll want to push the wrench to the right or clockwise as you're looking at it. It should be a 14mm, but this has an aftermarket tensioner on it, so it's a 15mm for me. But you can just push it to the right and then you should be able to just loosen up the belt and take it off. You don't have to take the belt completely off. You can just remove it off of the water pump and I took it off the water pump here. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not. I took it off the water pump and I took it off of the alternator. It's up to you if you want to take it completely off or not. I'm not going to because it's really not necessary. So, in that way it'll be easier for you to remember how it goes back on. If you're going to have trouble remembering, just take a picture of it or at least draw a diagram on a piece of paper or something so you don't forget. Okay, so the next thing we'll need to do is on top of the alternator here. Now there are only 2 bolts holding this alternator on. The first one you can see is just right here. It's a 14mm. They're both 14mm. So there's one right here on the top. Unfortunately, the other one is on the bottom of the alternator, and there's really not a good camera angle to show you. But it's pretty much, if you follow this bolt vertically straight down, it's pretty much straight down below. I'll show you the other alternator, the new alternator, so you can see where the mounting points are. So this is the new alternator right here. And as you can see, you can imagine this is oriented in the car like this. The top bolt is the one I showed you. The bottom bolt is just down to the right of this one. So that kind of gives you an idea of where it's at. Okay, so on top of the alternator here, you don't have to really worry about this wiring right here. If you want, you can lift up the tab right here and slide this off and kind of get yourself a little bit more room there. But the main power wire right here is a 12mm, so you'll need to go on ahead and loosen that up and remove this wire. And then there's also this wire right here. I don't know if you can really see it, but this guy right here, this guy right here is a 12. You need to just remove the rubber cap and then loosen it up. And then just on top of that, there is this connector that's right here that you can pull the rubber cap on and just squeeze the tab and pull the connector off just like so. There's just a little tab you squeeze and pull it off. And then you loosen up this right here, that's a 12. So I'll go ahead and loosen this guy up. Now, simply take that off and just let it sit down to the side. So pretty much the only thing you need to do now, as I mentioned before, is to remove the 2 mounting bolts, which are 14mm. And I'll try and see if I can get you guys an angle at it. I know I can't get you an angle at the bottom one, but I think I can at least show you the top mounting bolt. Okay, I don't know if it'll really focus on that area, but I did get the top bolt out, the little shiny spot that's just right there. So now I'm going to try and reach around and get the bottom. And I know I can't show you guys that, but pretty much after you get that loosened, the alternator should be loose enough to where you can just pretty much take it and maneuver it out of its area that it's in. There's plenty of space in these cars, so you really shouldn't have to fight it or wrestle with it too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out, and I'll get right back to you guys in a moment. Okay, so I got the nut off of the bottom. Now all you need to do to get this thing off is to slide it forward towards the front of the car, towards the radiator, because it's sitting on a stud on the bottom. So you can see it's loose now. You just slide it forward and off, and there you have it. It's sitting on a stud that's on the bottom down there, so you just gotta slide it off the stud and it's out. So just going ahead, you can see the stud's just down there. Going ahead and grab the new one and just stick it on the same way you took this one off. Alright, so I got the new one. Just gonna slide it into place same way I took that one off, just like that, and get my bolt and start it, or my nut, and start it on there. Probably not going to tighten this one all the way. What I'm going to do actually is grab the top mounting nut and make sure that you line it up first and can start it by hand before you tighten up the bottom one. So what I would actually advise you to do is to tighten up the top bolt first completely, and then go on ahead and finish by tightening up the bottom bolt. I don't know the exact torque of these, so just kind of going by feel. So the top there is tight. I'm going to go on ahead and tighten up the bottom. Okay, so the only thing left to do now is to reconnect the electrical connectors that you took off. So the one plug that goes on the back over here just snaps back into place. Make sure you put the rubber cover back over top of it as best you can, and then you'll reconnect the main power cable here, or power wire. Just make sure that's nice and tight on there, and put the rubber cover back over like so. Then if you did remove this clip here, just clip that guy back on. Then the only thing we need to do is to get our belt back on, which you can just do that by, remember, get on the belt tensioner and then get the belt back routed up. So let me see if I can do that here for you now. You remember, you'll be turning the belt tensioner to the right. Just like so. Got the belt back on, no problem. So now we can go on ahead and put the air box back into place. If you'll remember, the air box simply sets right down here. Don't forget to connect this hose, that's the evap hose that's on the bottom down here. And don't forget to reconnect the mass airflow sensor. And then it's just the three 10mm bolts that hold it into place. You probably should get them all started by hand first to make sure that you have them all threaded correctly. Tighten this clamp back up. Then we'll go on ahead and put the little snorkel back in the front. Like so. And this gets held on by the 110 right here on top of the radiator. And there you have it. So the only thing else you would need to do is to reconnect your positive battery cable that we took off earlier in the film, and you should be good to go. So if you have any comments or questions, just ask them in the comment section below. If it's your first time in the channel, I appreciate you guys stopping by as always. And I did leave a link to my new channel in the description, so if you please could go and check that out and subscribe to that channel, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.